Good evening, ladies. Today we're going to talk about building a professional portfolio. So, before building a portfolio, we need to build ourselves, right? We need to make sure that we're building our ecosystem so we can work towards it. So, for me, my first pointer is that we all should have an evening routine because if we don't have an evening routine, we cannot nail our morning routine or actually the whole day. How many of you have an evening routine? Anybody? No evening routine?
No,
No? Have you thought about it ever?
I have thought about it, but I just haven't put it in place.
Okay.
This past few days, I have started to journal right when I get into bed. I journal just like at least 3 things that I'm grateful for. And so I've hoped to continue that, and then maybe even in the
Yeah.
morning, first thing, do something
Yeah.
along those same
I,
lines. Yeah.
that's very good, Trisha. You do that. Journaling and writing what you are grateful for changes our brain chemistry. And especially if you're writing 5 to 10 things what you're grateful for before you're sleeping, it makes some chemical changes in our brain and it helps our sleep better. And even our dreams are better. So keep doing that. And I recommend everyone also to write like 5 to 10 things they're grateful for in your journal. Keep a journal right next to your bed, nightstand, pick it up and write down. And if you have kids, write down, have them write it down as well. Like it really improves the chemistry. It really improves the overall outlook towards the life. So in the night, I always write down what I'm grateful for. It could be small thing. It could be having access to clean water. We all know the importance of clean water now after the storm, right? The snowstorm. So be grateful for small things, and small things have a snowball effect, right? Today we are grateful for a small thing. Tomorrow that small thing will become greater. Today I'm grateful for being able to speak here in front of you all. I'm really grateful for this opportunity. I feel blessed for this. So small things will become big, and you will be surprising. Sometimes I go back and I see, okay, what I was writing month ago and like where I have reached. So it's just very like gratifying to read your own things which you have written a month ago or 2 months ago. I have been writing from almost 3 years now, and sometimes I go back and read my 2019 diary, and I was like, "Oh, how stupid I was! I'm becoming better." So if you improve, I think like even 0.5% every week or 1% every week improve, end of the year you're gonna be a 52% better person than you were a year ago. It's okay if you take it slow. It's okay. Don't judge yourself that, oh, I only spent 10 minutes or 15 minutes in learning something new today, but do it. So my suggestion is have an evening routine, because if you can write it down, and for my one of my friend was saying, okay, Nupur, you write down in your diary. I really want to find your diary and read about it. I was like, I don't write any gossips in my diary. There's not going to be a thing about it. I was mad on you for this thing, or you did this thing, you hurt me, or you said this to me. That doesn't go in my diary. My diary is about me. I am the most important person to me in my life. So I write down how I spent my day today. What did I do right? What did I do wrong? How I'm planning to make it better tomorrow, how I'm planning to spend my day tomorrow. If I have too many meetings, what time I'm going to find time to cook, what time I'm going to find time to go to gym. Like today in the evening, normally I go gym in the evening. So I make sure that I went to the gym in the morning today because I knew that I wouldn't be able to go in the evening. And I have been feeling sick from last 3 days. I missed gym in last 3 days. So I couldn't do the fourth day in a row because, even people suggest that do not leave your workout for more than 3 days in a row, because if you do, then you cannot do the gym. You're just like super lazy and then it's going to be super hard on you. So today was really important for me to go to the gym. So I went in the morning. And the reason I was able to do that, because it was on my paper yesterday night. I knew that I'm going to wake up and first thing I'm going to do is go to the gym, even though I'm used to going to gym in the evening. So if anything can be on the paper, it will happen. So that's why they say, data, measure. You measure your day, you measure what you're going to do, it's going to happen. So now we got our evening routine nailed. If you have your evening routine nailed because you're going to go to bed on time, you're going to wake up on time. You're not going to be late. So if you know I have to in the evening take shower, I have to put oil on my feet, write down my journal, you're going to do that and celebrate that moment. Celebrate that moment with yourself in the evening. You will nail down your morning, your day, your whole schedule. Now let's talk about, now you built yourself. Now you have a schedule. Now we're going to talk about a portfolio. What is a portfolio for you guys? What do you think is a digital or a portfolio? Anybody?
Your work, like a collection of the work that you have done.
Hmm. And how would you like to show it? Like what platform would you choose?
So I've what I did was created a Google site,
Mhm,
and I added some samples of my work on it. And then
mhm.
I shared that link with um, the company that I was interviewing with.
Nice. Very nice. And you know what? I am not as organized and disciplined that I will create, because I created a site. I created my site from Wix.com, and I started sharing some of my work there. And then I realized that I don't have that much time, or I was not able to commit that much time to build it for that. Not everybody can, right, maintain a separate site and too many things, because now we have like so many social media platforms. So what I have done, I have only used one platform, LinkedIn, to build my portfolio. I LinkedIn has a powerful tool. You can write down, you can write articles there. Whatever work you're sharing will be there. You can share with your friends from their networks. And on LinkedIn, you can tag, you can mention people. So let's say today we are in the meeting today, right? We're together in this event. You can mention all the people on this call on the post when you do, if there's a takeaway from that. So what's happening is if I'm making a post and I'm tagging 5 more people, I'm doing X5 on the network on my post. And if I tag AWT also on my post, I'm accessing the AWT's network as well for my post. So mention people, make it engaging. And also don't make a LinkedIn post about you posting your post. Engage with other posts as well. Make a full network, make it an ecosystem. When somebody's posting, you engage, you encourage them as well. Be a giver. When you give, you'll get 100 times back. So don't be the mentality, oh, I made a post, I didn't get a like. It's okay. It's okay if you didn't get a like or you didn't get a share. That's fine, but you need to engage other people also. Engage, if you like something, engage with them, comment on them, have a conversation going. So that will improve your presence on LinkedIn. And have a professional headshot. And I'm very thankful to AWT. Last year on the Galentine's, I got my professional headshot, and I've used that headshot everywhere. I would have never done that. I don't know, I went there and Michael was taking it. I did it even though my hair was all frizzy that day because it was outdoor in a tent. But somehow I get compliments for that picture all the time. And I was telling Emmy also on the previous call that I'm very thankful for AWT for that idea of clicking everyone's headshot. It's really important to have a headshot. Some people think that we choose to not put a picture, but it's a humanizing touch. We need to be human. When somebody is looking at you on your resume, they're going to look up for your work on LinkedIn, right? The maximum recruiters look for your work on LinkedIn, like what you have accomplished, what you have done. And for me, even my last job, when I was doing the interview like 10 years ago, I have not changed job in the last 10 years. She looked me up, my hiring manager, she looked me up on LinkedIn, and I noticed that she looked me up. So before next day going for the interview, I knew just she looked up my profile on LinkedIn. So for me, LinkedIn has been a blessing. I'm not even actively looking for a job right now. I'm passively looking because I'm doing my master's right now, and I want to finish my master's before I look for a job. But I get 3 interview calls or 3 job calls almost every week right now. I'm getting it. And there are some people who are actually in need of a job and they don't get the call. So don't think that I'm going to work on my portfolio when I need a job. You should be updated every single time. Spend 15 minutes every Friday. Put a block on your calendar that every Friday I'm going to make one line statement on my LinkedIn. I'm going to change one line about my profile. I'm going to add one line about my experience. After 1 year, there will be 52 more lines on your LinkedIn. That's more than enough. If you're just adding one line every week, spending 15 minutes every week, because there's I know there's like professional people, they will charge you $1,500, $2,000. Oh, we're going to make your professional resume look very nice and niche, and we're going to make your LinkedIn profile look all flashy. But you know what? The only person who can hype your profile, make it look flashy, is you. Because you know what they can do if you pay them? They can add some fancy words, some difficult words to make it look all okay, but they don't know your experience. They don't know how much innovative you were in the project you worked on. The only person who knows you is you. So it's your responsibility, and be creative about it, and you take the ownership that I am going to make my LinkedIn profile updated, not anybody else. Because I have done that. I have asked people, hey, if I pay you, will you make my LinkedIn profile look flashy? And then I heard, is it worth it paying people to change your resume or change your LinkedIn profile? No, it's you. I have never paid anyone for my resume on for my LinkedIn profile. I just spend time consistently. Now I have not been consistent from last 2.5 years because of my scheduling constraints, but I try whenever I have time to make some updates on my LinkedIn profile or my resume. I update the new projects I'm working on. Be active in the community, join events. Volunteer work goes a long way on your resume. So, we are making a career change. Some women say, hey, we were out of work from this many years, and how do we do a career change? I was out of work, and the way I did a career change was I constantly work on side projects. Like right now, I am 10 years in public sector, and going to make a career shift after 1 year, because I worked as a systems engineer and now I want to go to artificial intelligence and machine learning. I don't have experience in that area, but I'm already getting interview calls for those jobs. Do you know why? Not because I have a job in that area, because I started picking up projects on my own. I started building chatbot on my own. So I'm getting calls for conversational AI, and I have only built chatbot like 8 or 10 times as a side project. And I did demo of it in few conferences. I did demo of my in my all hands. And start small. If you think that public speaking, I'm scared of public speaking, start small. Start from your team meeting. Whatever you learned, show it in your team meeting. Team meeting is usually whatever how big your team is, 5 people, 10 people, 15 people, and you know them, right? So you will not be shy with them. So whatever you learned, anything new you learned, share with your team, and then slowly you will gather the courage to do it with inter-department, inter teams, maybe combination of 3 or 4 teams, then all hands. So I did all that demo, and I posted on LinkedIn actively that I did a demo of this one in this team. I presented here, and that small projects became my experience. I don't have an experience in AI. And I feel blessed when somebody calls me, even though I don't have an experience, because I just picked on projects. So what happened with pandemic? I used to be in telecom team doing landline for Travis County, the Cisco PBX phones and landline phones and the video conferencing solution. It's all hardware. My job is gone basically, because now we are all remote work. We are using cell phones. We're here. Who's going to use a landline phone, pick up the phone to make phone call? Nobody, right? But I saw that coming 3 years ago. I knew that. What I started doing, I started going to interdepartment team meetings. I will go and I will share one quick feature. I will just do a 5-minute presentation and show them a one quick feature about Power BI, business analytics, a report, how to make a report interactive, how to make a report or a dashboard interactive, or how do you share that report with people versus emailing them. I have done only 3 presentations, 3 5-minute presentations. I have 3 enterprise-wide data analytics projects in my head. So I already shifted my job role in Travis County from an applications engineer to a data and AI engineer. Automatically I only work on data and AI projects. So you can change, you can redefine your role. You can. It's not that, okay, I'm only working in this, I don't like this. I told I told my manager that I don't want to work on this project. I want to work on this project. And I was like, you know what? We don't have a data team. We don't have an AI team. We need to work on this. He was like, okay, how do we do it? So that's how we started. We started doing presentations in front of other people, showing them new features of the product. And everybody got so excited. And now it's so much that it became my full-time job. I have so much work, like literally 1 year ago losing my job to I have so much work that I don't have time to, like, how do I help out everybody? Everyone is like, oh no, we need this help, we need to do this. So that's how you can redefine your role. Find an accountability partner. It's really important, because we think men, they go to play, tennis, golf, they talk to each other. We don't do that. We're just so busy in our lives. We have so much responsibilities, but be that shoulder to lean on. We need to, women cannot move forward if we are not helping each other out. We need to have some connections where if you need help, or if you just be a mentor or a helper or an accountability partner. Hey, how did your week went? What can we do to improve? Or, I wasn't feeling good today, and just have that partnership. Accountability partner is really important. So if you are low one day, we pull. And I feel that accountability partner, so I did some accountability partnership, and what happened, we were a group of 2 people. So if one person didn't show up for that call never happened. So make a group of, a good number will be 4 or 5. So if you have a call scheduled for 10 minutes every week, just to check on each other, not even call, just text each other, like make a group, make a WhatsApp group. Hey, how is everyone doing? How the week went? Did you accomplish what you planned for? What were your top 5 goals? Or, give like a booster conversation to each other, that, oh, you did this well. And if you didn't do this well, just forgive yourself. It's okay, move on. So having a group of 4 or 5 accountability partners in a group where you're talking to each other for a good 10 minutes, checking on each other that, have I accomplished what I wanted to accomplish? Did I learn something? Will really help. Because two, If one person doesn't show up, it doesn't work. And you know what? You can do that on lunches. Why do we eat lunches alone now? We're in video call. When you're eating lunch on a Friday, eat a lunch on a Zoom call with someone. We can do that, right? We're eating alone. Never eat alone. Why do we eat alone? Friday lunches, we used to go out when we were at work. We used to go out together with coworkers. We can do that on video. It's even easier right now. We don't even have to go out. So I know we think, okay, we are all having a Zoom fatigue and all of that. But whatever we have, we can make the best out of it. Sometimes I feel blessed to do things virtually because now I can be part of multiple things. Today, I enjoyed two conversations, two conferences basically. All day I was in another conference, and now in the evening 5:30, I was able to join AWT event. But if it was in person, I don't think I could have done that, because if I would have attended that one conference in person, then I have to drive from that conference to AWT event, and which wouldn't have been possible because my first conference ended at 5 o'clock, and then at the exact 5 o'clock, I joined this meeting. So I feel blessed somehow. We need to get the most out of it, or this virtual event, because we can get more work done now because we don't have to travel. So get the best out of it. Brown bag sessions. We can do some brown bag sessions as well. You learn something new, schedule a brown bag session on a Friday with your teams, with your team meetings. Show them, okay, this is something I learned. And you will be surprised. We don't understand the power of our own teammates. We think we need to go out to collect information. We need to go out to network. Be a strong network in your own organization, and you will be surprised that what kind of networks. Me working in public sector, public sector is notorious. Okay, people are like lazy, they will not work. I was able to start a startup, a non-profit startup 2.5 years ago, and I find those people within my organization. Like finding that passion to have a non-profit, AI non-profit we started. I couldn't give time to it, so I stopped working on it. But I feel good that I was able to find the same network, same context within my organization. So you have people, you just have to build that network, build that trust within your team. So be more involved. Network is your net worth. So network, and if when you communicate, when you network, you will move forward 10 times faster than you can do alone. How much time do I have, Joy? I can keep talking.
Oh yeah, you have plenty of time. You've got 21 minutes.
I have 21 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, cool. So anybody has any questions so far?
I kind of do.
Okay.
I wonder, one of the things that I've been trying to build a business case is moving from one industry to the other. So I'm an academic and I'm moving to more corporate.
Mm-hmm.
And I always have wondered how I need to make the business case for why what I did in academia is applicable to the corporate world. And so that's something that I think I've been struggling with a little bit, is how do you show those transitions in your career? And I don't know if that's something that that you're familiar with answering, but I've always just been curious. That's one thing that's been like, how do you transition from going to one industry to the other?
Let's
I'm trying to
brainstorm
make that
together,
business.
man. Let's figure out a plan for you.
Okay.
I don't know the answer, but we all can let's brainstorm and see how academia can translate into corporate. And can you tell me, is it tech sector you're trying to go, or which sector?
Well, sort of. Well, I do diversity, equity, and inclusion work, which it can span anything. But I think the talk, or the talking points, or the business case that I've had to make, or the case for myself professionally, is that what I did in academia around diversity, equity, and inclusion is very similar to what I would do in the corporate world, probably in tech, because that's what I did in Seattle. But it was, just trying to explain that what we did in academia around diversity, equity, inclusion is very similar to what is trying to be done, because everybody needs it. It's all very similar. But I've found that has been the hardest thing in the portfolio aspect, and also interviews, is conveying to people that these things are the same. So I think it's like building that business case for yourself.
Okay. So
yeah.
have you worked on any projects? The best way to build your experience in that area is find a nonprofit or find a small startup who's ready to give you some volunteer work.
Mm.
So then you can show them, hey, I have worked on the startup, or I have volunteered here.
That's great.
And you can slowly build on the side of it. So when you go there, for me, that's what I've been doing. Or, when you learn about the diversity and inclusion, start talking, do a presentation about that.
Mm-hmm.
And that goes on your resume that I have talked about diversity inclusion to different. So when you are speaking here on this platform, like Sharmita, she's a recruiter, right? She's also included. She can hear about me. I'm getting a technical perspective out of it. She's getting an HR perspective out of it. So you are sharing that with multiple people, and whatever our questions are, you can take that. Okay, so they were able to include that in their area this way, right? When you talk about diversity, because for me in technology, women are minority normally. And now we have a lot more women now in technology, but still the number is still less. So do that. Start speaking, find volunteer work. I am a member of Austin Youth Chamber of Commerce. So I told them I want to work in an AI nonprofit. They were not able to find one that yet for me. But what happened, I spoke in a conference. So one person reached out to me on LinkedIn, and I think that when I have an idea of my startup, I have a startup partner. So it's 2 years or 3 years down the road, I'm going to have my startup, but I'm working towards that. So you will be surprised when you go somewhere, you do something with completely different mindset, and something new idea will come up in your head. So yeah, do the volunteer work. Or not even volunteer, do a side project in your current organization. Find a project, do a talk in your organization, and then you say, hey, this is the experience I built. That's what I did, right? I built my whole AI experience, whole data experience on the side, even though I have a systems engineer applications job.
Yeah,
think
I
that,
love that. Thank you so much. Because I love what you said about doing those 5-minute presentations. So if you wanted to transition your position and then make the case to your manager later, hey, look, I've been doing these presentations. I've been slowly kind of building this, I guess, portfolio or resume around AI. So I think that's such a great idea that you did that. So thank you. I appreciate
yeah,
it.
you're welcome. And I'm going to share a story. What happened was I wanted to become a developer first. I changed my mind. I'm a fickle-minded person. 1 year I want to do this, and second year I want to do this. Last year I told my boss I want to become a developer, and can you send me the development team? He talked to our CIO. Then CIO talked to that team's director. My director, that director talked and arranged an interview for me. I went, I did the interview, and I actually am very happy with my current manager and my director. I feel blessed working. People don't lose their jobs, don't change their jobs, they change their managers. And I did not like how the conversation went. I didn't get the vibe that I want to work there in that team or work for that manager. So my manager did all the hard work for me because he saw that she's passionate, she wants to do that. So sometimes you will be surprised that your interviews will be scheduled by your own current manager. And I ended up not taking that role. All the hard work my director did, my CIO did, my current manager did, and scheduled the interview for me, and I didn't take it. But I feel blessed for that experience that somebody will go down that level to help you out, to help you grow. They want to be part of, what? People want to help other out. People like helping other out. You will be surprised that whole universe has your back. When you make a step for yourself, whole universe, I feel that now the whole universe helps me when I decide to do something. Seriously, I get all those. It sounds very like mystical or metaphysical that universe helps you, but it does. It helps me. Like but you have to believe in yourself first that I can make a transition. Believe in yourself, and you just show up 5 minutes a day for yourself that I'm going to learn something new, and your own supervisor. So when yesterday I did an interview for the first time in 10 years, 9 years, and before sitting in the interview, I told my current manager I am going for the first round of this interview. And you know what he asked me? He asked me, how can I help? That was the question. So that's the kind of relationship I have built my current manager. Because you know what? If I change the job, who is the first person who deserves to know that? My current manager. Because he is the one who's going to lose the resource. He is the one who's to find my replacement. So preparing his mind, that Nupur has started looking. Have that relationship, and it comes with the trust. It comes with you're constantly showing up, because you'll be surprised your manager wants to help you out. They're not going to be mean at you when you say that I'm interviewing for the position. They will be happy. They will want to be part of your growth. They will be happy for you. And I told my friend, I told my manager I'm interviewing, and I don't even know if I'm going to get the job or not. And so the recruiter just called me today and said that we are closing that position because we are doing a hiring freeze. So I already told my manager I interviewed and I cleared the first round. He told me yesterday you cleared the first round, but we're not going to hire you because we have a hiring freeze now. So my manager knows so it's 2 or 3 times has happened. I have gone for the interview, not taken the job, and stayed in his team. He's okay with that now. We have built that relationship. So I'm like very proud. I don't want to leave. I will be like crying when I leave my job because I'm so happy with my current team right now. He's not even here hearing it. But okay, fine. Okay, how many minutes do I have?
Now you have 13, so still
Okay, so I think it's time for other people to ask questions if somebody has any questions, right?
Well, I just want to interject and add on to what you were saying to help Joy. I don't think the industry really matters so much as you can just really focus on the problems you've solved, the initiatives you've driven in academia. They're going to be the same in corporate America. The problems you're solving are putting in programs in companies that are lacking a formal D&I program. So just focus on the initiatives you've driven when you're promoting yourself, not so much the environment. It was in academia versus corporate.
Yeah, and I think I'm also learning the language. There's a different language. So when I'm starting, as I've done these interviews, I'm realizing that the way that I phrase something, I need to make sure that they understand what I'm saying. Because academics, we talk one way and corporate folks talk another way. And we're saying the same stuff. But that's what's been really interesting too. But yeah, thank y'all. This is really sweet. So thank you.
Anybody wants to build a portfolio and struggling, and we can brainstorm together for them as well, like we did for Joy. I didn't know the answer. We just figured it out together.
Yeah, and do you prefer that I chat on text, or sorry, I joined a little late.
You can talk.
You can do whatever.
Okay. Yes, Bhuvana here. Hi. Continuing what Joy was saying, right? So I feel like it also depends a lot on the interview panel. Like I've been in interviews where they're able to see the high level problem statement that you have solved, and they know that you are capable of putting it in a different context and still be able to apply that experience. But sometimes I do feel like there are people on the interview panel who are like looking for something very specific. Probably it's a phrase that they are more familiar with, or yeah, you did that there, but this is very different, right? Like I get that vibe even as they ask the question and as I'm answering, and that can and especially I'm in the AI machine learning field too, and I'm very surprised that it's still a field that is growing. And why is it that there is this closed mentality of the ability of giving the benefit of doubt to the candidate, that they can transfer their skills from one field to the other. And I feel like I'm stuck over there where I'm not able to prove to them that yes, I bring these transferable skills from my current job.
Nice to meet you, Bhavana. And thank you for sharing that you are also exploring data and ML, and me too. So yeah, let's connect. And I would love to stay connected with you and share this space together, exploring journey together. Because yes, I'm exploring and I'm exploring this space as well. And you were right that, so for me, when I did my interview yesterday, recruiter told me, I asked that which topic they're going to ask me questions. I was told that recruiter is your like right spot. You can ask recruiter what kind of questions. I did not know. I'm interviewing after 9.5 years. I'm entering the industry after 9.5 years. So I didn't know that I have maybe Sharmita can tell us a little bit more about it. That you can ask a recruiter which questions they're going to ask, which topic they're going to ask. The recruiter tells me that they're going to ask you project management, program management, AI, and machine learning. I'm cramming my machine learning book, all the algorithms, going nuts, going crazy, making sure are they going to ask the supervised learning, unsupervised learning, reinforcement learning, running the code. Seriously, my brain was frozen. Like I didn't leave my home for 20 days. And I read, I'm still here. The papers are still here, the AI concepts, and revising all my AI concepts. And you know what they asked me? They asked me about voice, because it was about a chatbot position. It was about we had to build the chatbot. The recruiter didn't tell me they're going to ask me about voice. The reason I was able to answer the questions because I have some voice experience. I was a telecom engineer. So, but it took me a minute to recollect my thoughts, because from last 20 days, I'm cramming every single ML algorithm. I'm cramming everything about AI. And you want to do your best. You want to go full prepared. They say that over prepared is better because over preparation makes it look easy when you go to the interview. I'm happy that I was able to perform okay there. But another thing that happened in the interview, that person was taking notes. So he was not looking at me. So if somebody is not looking at you, how do you talk? I mean, I don't know. So I think I have one problem. I speak fast. If I'm fast for you guys, just stop me and say, Nupur, you're going too fast. I speak fast. So my interview was supposed to be 45 minutes long. We finished in 20 minutes, 25. I answered every single question. He didn't have any other question. He said, I was told to ask my HR these 5 questions. You can spend 9 minutes on each question, or you can spend 5 minutes. Think about how much you're going to talk on one question. 5 minutes is more than enough time. So every single interview is an experience. Take it as an experience. It's a journey we're going to take. And I was talking to one of my brother, and he said, Didi, I gave 50 interviews. You're crying on one. I was like, you know what? I have always gone on a one interview. I have given it. I've gotten the job. So I'm just like, I'm used to going for one best interview. Like I will apply for a job which I'm 100% confident that I have experience. I know about it and I get it. I have not done 50 interviews in my life. And I'm like super sad that why is it not happening? Why I have to go? So you are right. It's different industry right now. But you know what? We can work on projects. Let's build projects together, and let's show on the resume, show on the LinkedIn, or show your work to them that we have worked on it, and let's become irresistible. Let's become so good that they can't ignore you. And you know what? Preparation, only preparation. And you know what?
And sorry, Nupur,
Yeah.
just to add to what you talked about LinkedIn, Bhuvana, whatever, and or Joy, whatever projects you've done, Joy, I see you've done a long time consulting work, right? Go ask for references and have them put some recommendations on your LinkedIn, right? And that is an add to your skills there, as Nupur talked about, and it is not a difficult transition at all. I started that way. I have taken time off to be a mom, stay-at-home mom, and I went back. As Nupur mentioned, I've done volunteering. I've done, and this is how I got in to recruiting, and I have an HR background, done program management, and I'm doing actually tech staffing program management here. But to add to, how you can get into another field, it's, build your network, talk about what you've done, often where your passion lies. And I actually lost my train of thought, but ask for those recommendations. Okay, reach out to recruiters, connect. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Smita, for your input. But you know what, Bhuvana, if you have a strong profile on LinkedIn, you don't need to reach out to recruiters. She will reach to you. Sarmita will find you on her software. Your resume will pull up and you will be there. So use LinkedIn. As LinkedIn is a super powerful tool and it's easy to use. You don't have to have multiple places to go and build your portfolio. Just build on one place. Spend 15 minutes every week with you. I'm scheduled on your calendar. I'm going to go and update my LinkedIn. I'm going to spend 15 minutes on my LinkedIn every week, and you will be surprised how your LinkedIn looks in 1 year. You will be surprised. I have probably spent less than 15 minutes every week in a whole year, and my LinkedIn looks a lot better this year than it used to look last year. Trust me. And I am proud of my LinkedIn. Now I feel good that, okay, it looks good now. It looks normal now. It used to look terrible. Have a headshot. Have a professional headshot. It's really important. It's really important. Either like have a professional photographer or like dress up at home and get that picture done. But it's really important to have that human touch on your profile. And yes, share your work on the projects, learn something new every day, and have an accountability partner, network with like-minded people. So, make friends with people who are actually learning the space together and see what they are working on. You will be surprised at how many resources, because sometimes sitting home watching those videos, Udemy videos and Udacity videos are not going to take you anywhere. Sometimes you have to get your hands dirty, find something, find a Raspberry Pi, find a drone, program it, code it, see what you can do, and then share your work, and you will be surprised that you don't have to go look for a job. It will keep coming to you. What I have done in last 3 years, I have only done a conversational chatbot demo. I used Microsoft Azure bot framework to do a live demo in 2 or 3 conferences, and only 3 conferences, and I get a conversational AI job offer from recruiters. I have only spoken 3 times about a product. So you will be surprised, Bhuvana, that just speak about it. Either in I'm not sure what your status is. If you're working in your team meetings, start small. Start from your team meetings, start from your interdepartment meetings, and then on the public platform. Share your work. If you don't like talking, you can write it about it. Medium, LinkedIn articles are a strong resources for writing your work, because you could be a writer if you're not a speaker, and that's okay. And Medium, you can post articles. You'll be surprised if you have done good work. Medium is a very good tool. You can get published, and I think they pay also for writing articles there. So, and machine learning, no code machine learning, I really want to explore, because only 1% of the population on this planet knows coding. What is going to happen to the 99% people? Is everybody going to learn code? No. So AI and machine learning is going to become no code also as well. And machine learning is, I know it sounds like stats and algorithms, but it's more theory than anything else. It's theory. If you understand the intuition of an algorithm, you can implement machine learning. Coding is easy. You copy and paste, and Python, it's like talking English. Python is just talking English if you get a hang of it. If you do 1 or 2 Udemy courses or Udacity courses or Coursera courses, you'll get a hang of it. But machine learning is coming as a no code tool as well. So anybody can learn and grow. Any other questions? Or feedback or opinion? Anybody wants to share something?
I've really enjoyed your talk. I'm on LinkedIn right now looking at comparing my profile to yours, and yours definitely is much more exciting. It's more, I get what you're saying. I struggle with, I don't know what to post though on LinkedIn.
I used to struggle. I had that struggle for 2 years, and I started sharing what I was studying. So when you're studying something, you share that first. And it's okay. And people will be surprised, oh, she's studying this, she's learning this. And then slowly, you're going to build a network, and you will be surprised you're finding things automatically.
I could start
today we are talking here, right? Go and make a post that I learned. What was your takeaway from this session? Make one line, tag Sharmita, tag Joy, tag Bhuvana, tag me. You extend your network like 7 times.
I really think the tagging people is where it's at. And the hashtags, I don't really know. I mean, I always do hashtags, but I think the tagging other people, and just, I had a friend tell me that she would go into an Excel spreadsheet and she would decide what she was going to post when on LinkedIn, and then who she was going to tag. And she made sure she had the same people tagged. And then anybody knew that she had just met, she started tagging them as well.
Let me tell you the power of tagging now. So I attended a webinar. After attending the webinar, I made a post on LinkedIn, my one takeaway from that session, and I tagged the speaker. The speaker was the, I think, Deloitte AI Institute, the owner of the Deloitte Institute. She liked my post. So now when I make a post on LinkedIn, the CIOs, the CTOs, the Deloitte AI, the main person, I don't know the exact title, the director or something, they like my post now. I feel privileged. I feel happy, feel blessed right now. So what I did, I gave a shout out to them. Now, when I make a post, they give a shout out to me also. They like me. So it's engaging. Engage. Like when this time you're going to tag other people, other time they will tag you or they will like you. And when they are liking my post, I am automatically going on their profile also, right? It's going to show that this person liked my post. It's going to show up on their activity as well. So if you look at my AYC post, Pamela, you will see that multiple CIOs and CTOs have liked my post. My former CIO, Tanya, liked my post. My current CIO likes my post. The Deloitte AI CIO or CTO director, so she's also very very famous on LinkedIn and posts a lot of stuff in AI. It happens. So start sharing, start tagging, mentioning the organizations will improve your network 10 times or 100 times. Thank you.
Can you tag an organization or only people?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I tag AWT when I make an AWT post. Yes.
Okay. I have to learn about this.
Yeah, you do add and type the name of that.
Mm-hmm. And even tonight you can do @AWT, and then you can also do all of our names. And if we connected, which I've already connected with most of you all at this point, because I do that during these conferences. So yeah, I think we only have 22 seconds. Any other questions? This was
Appreciate
fantastic.
your time. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.